NBC News Radio, I'm Brad Siegel. A scare on the University of Oklahoma campus in Norman Friday night after reports of a possible active shooter on campus. Jim Forbes has more.
The university told students to run, hide, fight as the alert went out and police searched the campus.
No threats were found. We did a thorough search of the library and of the adjacent area and found no threats, no evidence that any shooting had occurred.
OU Police Chief Nate Tarver says it's unclear whether the call was a hoax or whether something else was heard to prompt the call. The investigation continues. I'm Jim Forbes.
6 people are injured following a shooting on a South Carolina beach. Gunfire erupted Friday following several fights at the beach in the coastal city of Isle of Palms. That's about 15 miles from Charleston. The fights were believed to have been started by high school students taking part in a senior ditch day. Police Chief Kevin Cornett says 5 of the injured are around 18. An adult woman was also wounded. The injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. Twitter looks to be restricting interactions with posts that link to Substack. Brian Shook has more.
Users trying to like or retweet posts with links to the newsletter platform received a notification saying some actions on this tweet have been disabled by Twitter. Substack founder Chris Best said in a statement shared with The Verge that he's disappointed that Twitter is suppressing the ability for writers to share their work. I'm Brian Shook.
Just a third of American voters say President Biden deserves to be reelected in 2024. That's according to a new CNN poll. The survey found 32% of respondents think Biden should serve a second term. That's down from 37% who said the same in a December poll. Another 67% of voters say he should not be reelected. Biden has yet to officially announce his reelection bid. Brad Siegel, NBC News Radio.
This is Kentucky, where the only thing ordinary is the unexpected.
I got everything you need.
Horse country, legendary distilleries, rivers to paddle, lakes to splash and relax, big city vibes and small town charms. This is Kentucky. Come see for yourself. Plan your road trip at KentuckyTourism.com.
I got everything you need.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
With Easter weekend upon us, a new Pew Research Center poll looks at religious service attendance before and after the pandemic. Erin Real reports.
The share of U.S. adults who say they generally attend religious services once a month or more has dropped slightly from 33% in 2019 to 30% in 2022. Overall, 28% of U.S. adults now say they attend religious services in person in the last month, practically unchanged from the last time the question was asked by the Pew Research Center in March of 2022, and only slightly higher than September 2021 when it was 26%. Republican and Republican-leaning independents have been much more likely than Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents to attend religious services in person.
A new poll shows Americans are more and more worried about drug use and affordable health care. Trey Thomas reports.
A Gallup survey shows the number of Americans who worry a great deal about drugs is up 8 percentage points since last year, now 46%. The number of respondents who are concerned about the affordability and availability of health care is up 5 points to 54%. I'm Trey Thomas.
An earthquake hit Oklahoma Friday morning. The U.S. Geological Survey says this one had a magnitude of 3.4. It happened just after 8:30 Friday morning with the center about 2.5 miles east-southeast of Kearney. That's northeast of Oklahoma City. That's the same area where a 4.0 magnitude quake and several aftershocks were felt on Thursday. Easter weekend gas prices are climbing. AAA reports the national average price for regular at $3.58 a gallon. That's 3 cents higher than Thursday and 17 cents higher than a month ago. The least expensive gas in the nation, well, you can find that in Mississippi, where the statewide average is $3.10 a gallon. California drivers, well, they're paying the highest prices in the country at $4.86 a gallon. Again, that is the highest. Brad Siegel, NBC News Radio.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Danville High School has introduced a new therapy dog. Scooter, a 1-year-old black lab, was introduced to the Danville High School student body on March 17th. He also visited Hogsett preschoolers on March 27th. Scooter was trained with School Resource Officer Ben Ray at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Paws and Stripes College. Scooter will be based primarily at Danville High School, but will also visit all other schools in the Danville district. The Danville County Convention and Visitors Bureau has introduced new downtown historic walking tour maps. These maps are available for free at the Visitor Center in Constitution Square and shows different downtown Danville locations within walking distance that makes Danville a historically unique city. Places highlighted on the map include the Trinity Episcopal Church, Boyle County Courthouse, Center College, Constitution Square, and many other places. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Here's Robin at the Mercer County Public Library.
Right here at 109 West Lexington Street. Come and visit us Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give us a call, 859-734-3680. And if you want to quickly get to a staff member, press 2. You do not have to pay fines. We just need the book back. Copies, we've reduced the price on that. Any size paper you have, whether it's black and white or whether it's color, it's 10 cents per side.
At the Mercer County Public Library. Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
At Linex of Danville, we offer an undercoating that protects your vehicle against road salt and gravel, which helps prevent rust, prolong the life of your vehicle. Along with the rust inhibitor, gives your vehicle total rust protection. Call for a free quote at 859-209-4033 or stop in and see us at 935 Stanford Road in Danville.
This WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Ransdell Funeral Chapel. Our goal is and always will be to provide the best value in funeral service available. Exceptional care from a trusted family name, Ransdell Funeral Chapel.
Mostly cloudy today, high near 60. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 38. Sunny tomorrow, high 65. Sunday night, mostly clear, 40. Mostly sunny on Monday, high 68. Monday night, mostly clear and 43.
Welcome to Gardening with James. Learn how to start your own garden, grow your own food, and live a healthier lifestyle. Food can be a medicine for the body, or it can cause high blood pressure or other health issues by not eating right. This show is packed full of tips and information, as well as special guest interviews from around the country, and is designed to make gardening simple, fun, and frugal for the whole family. Call James with your questions and problems now at 734-4321. Now, let's go in the garden with your host, James Ross.
All right, here we go on another cold Saturday morning in the garden. Somewhere around 40 degrees, so if you go outside this morning, you may have to take those shorts off and put some real pants on for a little while. Temperature's going to get up, and it's going to look like it's going to be really nice most of the week. Next week, and sunshine, dry. Might be some, in the morning. It might be a little cool, but once it gets up, past 11 o'clock or so, it's going to be in the 50s and the 60s, and I think we got at the end of the week, I think they're talking close to 80 degrees. So I'm really appreciating that because I do have some things that I'm trying to finish up, and I need some dry and I need some sunshine in order to, make that happen. So I think it's going to be a really good week. So if you have things planned in the yard or things planned in your garden or whatever outside projects that you have, you should be able to get a lot of that in this week. I've seen roofers, I've seen carpenters, I've seen, people still cutting trees because there's still a bunch of trees down, around in our areas. And So I've seen those guys out there, cutting them up and taking them away because, speaking of trees, I was watching the news the other day, and at the Masters, they was all sitting around and watching the golfers play, and just out of clear blue, two of those great big trees fell. Had the crowd scattering because they heard the cracking noise, and when they looked around, here comes these two trees that scattered everybody. So, really be careful out there. And like I say, if you've got branches and things that looks like a danger, you probably want to call somebody and have them come and check that tree to see what happens with it. Because I know when I guess it was like 4 or 5 years ago at Jenny Rogers, there was this one tree in the playground that had been standing for Lord knows how long. It, big wind and came along, and man, that tree come crashing down near the garden. All right, we got a call here. Gardening with James.
Good morning, James. Kurt.
Good morning, Kurt. How are you?
I'm doing great. We saw that on the Masters on the news highlights. I didn't see it live. We were out working in the yard, but just would like to encourage everybody to put on some sunscreen if you're going to be out, because we've been inside so much over these last several months, and don't want to get any sunburns or risk that skin cancer stuff.
Yeah, because I know a couple of days that they got up in the high 70s. Things was hot because I had put my car in the shop and one day last week, and they called me and said it was ready. So I went down there and picked it up, and all the windows was up. So I opened the car door, and man, the heat that come out of that thing, it was like, that's crazy. That's crazy weather here. 1 minute you're cold, next minute you're hot.
Yeah, it'll burn your eyebrows.
Yeah, it will. So like I say, after being in, all winter long, like I say, a lot of folks, probably gonna need that a sunscreen or something for a little while, because I got a feeling we're gonna go from like 35 at night to probably 70 at night, somewhere along the line, and then be 90 in the day, daytime, for 3 or 4 days. So how crazy it gets around here in the summer.
Oh, I know it, and it happens, like I said, like a light switch. So
yeah,
I was thinking about that, and I thought I'd call and throw that into the pond, and hopefully somebody will hear it and pay attention to their skin. And I've had skin cancer 2 or 3 times removed, and so I know it's a real threat, especially since we grew up in that age when you didn't really care about it,
Right. Yeah, because when I was a kid, we played in the sun all the time, all day long. It didn't matter to us. And but as we get older, like I say, that skin isn't as thick as it used to be. So stuff happens.
At least not to the sun. I can take some verbal abuse these days, but
right.
I can't take the so, hey, you have a wonderful day, and I hope everything works out for you. Have a good one.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's right. Because like I say, because our weather's going to, how it is around here. Like I say, 1 minute it's cold, then it's warm, and then all of a sudden we start hitting the 70s, and you look up and it's 70s every day, and then, but with the humidity level, it might be 90, 95. So really start to pay attention to what's going on with the weather. And if you're out, if you've got a job outside, you really have to pay attention to it. Like I recommend, if you're going to be out in the hot sun or something like that, and you're a roofer or a gardener or a carpenter or something like that, short sleeves is great, but like I say, but you have to think about that skin that's up underneath there that's showing. So, put your hat on, put you some long sleeves, a white shirt, long sleeve shirt or something, to protect your skin. So, think about that as we go along. 'Cause like I say, as when I was younger, like I said, for me, it didn't matter. I was outside playing regardless what the temperature was. And now, for me, I would rather do mornings, 3 or 4 hours than, until 12, 1 o'clock, and then just call it a day, and go inside, fight off the hottest part of the day, and then come back out maybe like 6 till dark, and then go home. But to try to put in a full 8 hours of sunshine, 80, 90 degrees, especially if you're taking medicine. For me, I take high blood pressure medicine, so it's not good for me to be out there in that hot sun. So I think I started doing that before I had high blood pressure, to try to save myself that heat because it gets really hot. Let's see here. We've got Easter Sunday coming up. We've got Derby. We've got all kinds of different events that are happening around town. So like I say, put those plans in place, and, and if you've got kids, take the kids out to the park, and, start allowing them to go back outside, because, if it's tough on us to be inside all winter, it's got to be really tough on the kids. So let the kids play, let them get outside and explore, what's going on, and, think about that. So this way the kids can have a enjoyable day also, but also watch out, for the temperatures for them also, because, once it gets up to 80, 90 degrees, like say, put some sunscreen on them also. So this way at least they won't get sunburned and all burned up. So let's see here. Oh, I'll tell you what, let me get my break out the way, and I'll be right back.
Hometown Radio's Big Deals offer is out of this world. It's Cosmic Bowling. Experience bowling with an outer space-like atmosphere. Black lights, strobe lights, and pattern lights accent the hit music that beats over the speakers. The lights and music effects make it an out-of-the-world experience. It's all at Galaxy Bowling and Entertainment Center in Richmond. Go have a lot of family fun with our Big Deals Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party. The party includes 2 hours of bowling, bowling shoes for up to 6 people, a large pizza, and a pitcher of soda. The retail value is $85. At Big Deals online store, get the Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party for just $49. Yes, $49. What a deal. It's a big deal out of this world. Shop and save at Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net, hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Big deals at hometownlive.net.
We're so excited. Nice weather's here, and we're going to wet our plants. Buddy Beaver here, Mulch to Go now has Rock to Go. Yes, we've been busy little beavers and expanded to add landscape, rock, sand, topsoil, compost, and more. We have a wide selection to choose from in both bulk and bags. Stop by Mulch to Go for your landscape needs, from pine nuggets, pine straw, cedar, cypress, and playground chips, too.
Mulch to Go opens at 9 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 325-5858. They're located in Harrodsburg on the corner of 127 and Beaumont Avenue. Mulch to Go.
Mulch to Go.
Dear Mom, I know it's hard trying to quit smoking, but I heard something new about something that might help. It's called Kentucky's Tobacco Quit Line. It's one-on-one individual counseling over the phone with someone who can help. You can talk in private and talk at times when it's convenient. Just call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Mom, one of these days I'll be graduating, and then maybe someday getting married. I want you to be there with me. Please try it. I love you, Rachel.
The Kentucky Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW. This message brought to you by your local health department.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by your Ace Hardware of Harrodsburg and Outdoor Power and Rental. Visit Ace Hardware of Harrodsburg for their winter specials, North College Street.
Mostly cloudy today, high near 60. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 38. Sunny tomorrow, high 65. Sunday night, mostly clear, 40. Mostly sunny on Monday, high 68. Monday night, mostly clear and 43.
Welcome back to Gardening with James. If you have questions, feel free to call the station or email spreadingcompost@gmail.com.
All right, we're back in the garden. Like I said, it's a cool, chilly start to the day. So I would say, put a jacket on, dress for the cool weather. But like I said, as the day goes on, this should clear up. I need to, after it warms up just a little bit, I've got to go pick up some cardboard, take it down to Batewood Homes, and get that in the ground. Appreciate the donation from Stanley Tree Service with the wood chips for that garden. So we'll put cardboard down in all the empty spaces with no grass. Fortunately, we don't have any grass in those areas, but we're going to put cardboard down to at least slow the growth of weeds, and then, like I say, then add some wood chips on it. So this way, those weeds won't get to see any light anytime soon. So we're going to get to do that today. So that should be good, because I think that's going to happen somewhere around 1 o'clock or so. But I should have the cardboard down and everything, and get that garden. They've already got carrots, they've got lettuce, they've got some broccoli, maybe even some other things, because I know they was down there planting the other day, so I'm not sure what the other things are. But a friend of mine from the Fayette County Extension Office wanted me to play a little clip about growing peas in Kentucky. So check this out.
UK Extension, and we're up at the vegetable garden at the UK Arboretum today, and we're going to talk about some of the early vegetables, the earliest things you can put in the garden. And of course, when I think the earliest thing that can go out in Kentucky, peas always come to mind. There's a lot of different peas you can grow. They basically break into 3 types. There are the traditional peas that are generally shelled out and cooked as the little round green peas, but we can also do a very good job of growing both edible potted varieties, the snap peas where you can just eat the whole thing, and the snow peas that are flatter but do similarly. I'll be honest with you, the traditional types of peas that are grown for the round green vegetables are a little easier along with the snow peas. The snap peas may be one of the more challenging ones to grow, but none of them are hard. Where many people do not succeed with peas is because we're waiting too late to plant them. Like I said, peas can go in first thing, probably no later than early to mid-March in Kentucky to give you a good harvest. The peas need cool weather, so as we get into the heat of summer, they start to struggle, and often for us, a really nice harvest of peas will start to decline, particularly the snap peas, as we get those higher temperatures. So the key is to get them out early. They are legumes, which means they can fix their own nitrogen from the air. That doesn't mean a light fertilization is not a good idea. And they climb a little bit, so a short trellis, something like this, is generally in order if you want to grow peas. I have known people to plant 2 rows together and let them kind of pile up on each other. That's viable too, but this makes the picking and harvesting much, much easier. So if you're looking for something you can get in the ground because you're so eager to get out there first thing in the spring, think about peas. There are other things you can do. A lot of the greens and things can go in just a little bit later. But garden peas are fairly easy to grow and something that many people enjoy. I like to use the snow peas in stir fries and things. I love the edible potted ones, but I've got to be honest, I don't do a great job growing those. But peas are an easy garden crop, very nutritious, being in the legume family, and something that gardeners, if they start early enough, they can get a good crop of. And you also have a small window in the late summer and fall to try a fall crop. I would not recommend that for snap peas, but for the other 2 types, the snow peas in particular, fall planting can work very well in Kentucky. So try some garden peas.
All right. Yeah. So snow peas, like I say, and when it comes to the netting of the when it comes to the vegetables that you want to grow up a vine, you can you don't always have to have something perfect, but if you can find some netting that of any kind that has at least a 4 or 5 inch hole, you can very easily string that up over top of maybe 3 pieces of wood, the standing, drape it down to your peas, and it'll grow right up it. So don't go out and spend a whole lot of money on something, because like say the cow panels and all those kind of things work great, But there's also netting out there that, almost even a volleyball net of some kind, or if you can get the holes that are a little bit bigger, you can use those. Anything that the peas or your vegetables can grow up to make life easier, so you don't have to have those plants on the ground, because once they hit the ground, like I said, a lot of them, they don't do well. But if you can get them to grow upward, you'll be in a lot better shape. So, try to be frugal with that, because like I said, because a cow pound might run you $49 a piece. They may be like 4 to 8 foot long, which will work real well. But like I said, but there's other netting out there that you can buy. You just have to maybe go online or something and look for it. Something that'll last you a couple of seasons, but you're going to spend a lot less money on some type of cloth netting or something else that could do you for a couple of seasons, instead of spending, if you need 2 of them at 8 foot long, like say that's almost $100. So try to stay under $35 or $40 to get your netting, to get things to grow upward, because growing upward you can grow more food and you have more space to grow other things on the ground. So so pay attention to those things, because the prices are outrageous for what we call the good stuff out there. So just remember that, and like I said, try to get as many cool crops out as possible right about now, because we probably have at least maybe a month of still some cool air in there, where it won't get extremely hot right now. So try to get everything in as soon as possible, so this way you can at least have you some type of cool crops. And if the temperature does start to get up, like say, just be prepared to put some type of cover over it, like say for half the day. Say if the sun comes up on your front porch, and that's where your garden is at, you'll probably get pretty lucky, because all that sunshine in the morning, but in the afternoon, like I said, it goes behind the house, so that give you it'll still be warm, but it won't be that direct heat, because a lot of things will start to flower way too soon, and kind of mess those things up. So make sure that you're kind of prepared. Excuse me, kind of prepared this here in the next couple of months, to try to deal with the sun and the shade, and try to figure out where those things are, because just knowing where the sun comes up at and how long it stays up is going to be really important. And as I said, over the last couple of months, look for that, go on your online and put in companion planting, and find out what flowers and what herbs and different things go with each one of your vegetables that you're trying to grow. So this way it cut down on pests, because, I'm starting to see bees and wasps and all those kind of things. And it won't be long before some of those other critters come out the ground and going to start wanting to eat your vegetable plants. So be sure that you look up companion planting, and go out and get the things that you need. So this way you can cut back on the pests that you're going to have. And when it comes to your bushes and shrubs, if you've got extra large shrubs that you just cannot do anything with it, maybe call in a arborist or somebody to give you advice on how much to cut it back, when to cut it back, and those different kind of things. Because if it's, if you've got a bush, you got steps to go into the house, and that bush is way out there, and you have to cut it back, I would say cut it back as far as the railing, so at least you can walk up and down your steps without interference from the bushes. But I've always said, if it's in the way, just go ahead and cut it, so this way it won't be in the way when, come later in the season when it really starts to grow. So have a good weekend. Happy Easter to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Gardening with James, Saturday mornings on WHBN.